What is up, everybody, and welcome to Everything's Plastic. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Bandai Anime Heroes, and this is Shanks from One Piece. We'll start by getting a closer look at packaging. We have an awesome image of Shanks on the front here, Shanks on the bottom, Anime Heroes on the top. We have some of the other figures in the wave, and we have some writing here, Anime Heroes on top, One Piece on the bottom. Anime Heroes on the top of the package, disclaimer and all that good stuff on the bottom. Other than that, everybody, not much else to say or show you with packaging. We'll be right back with Shanks outside of the package to get a closer look. Alright, everybody, we have Shanks outside of the package. So for accessories, he comes with a sword, which this one looks pretty cheap. Not gonna lie. Not really a fan of the overall appearance. Maybe that's what it's supposed to look like, but yeah, not really a fan. And then we have this sheath and just a handle. Kind of gives you options. You can kind of put this on the side here. You can have a sword in his hand with the sheath there, or you can have it with the sword in the sheath, and yeah, completely up to you. So we have a fisted hand as well. We have a pointing hand, and we have a sword holding hand as well. This one's pretty good. I like the little sculpt there. You can see like the bones in his hands, which is a pretty decent detail in my opinion. Unexpected. And let's get a closer look at Shanks. The head sculpt itself is painted nicely. His hair is sculpted decently. Not a whole lot of detail in it, but not bad. I'm not a fan of this cape though. Right off the bat, I do have some issues with this cape. This piece comes off, which looks stupid. I don't know, man. Doesn't look good at all, my personal opinion. And over here, it's just a hard, stiff plastic is joined onto the figure. Kind of restricts what you want to do with it. Very, very limited with this figure. I know he wears a cape. Would be a lot better if this was kind of removable. I mean, it takes away from articulation. Just kind of takes away from everything, man. Like I said, just my nitpick, kind of my personal issue with it. But yeah, face looks good. His shirt is painted good. His hands are huge for whatever reason. Not proportionate at all, man. Look at the size of his hands. It's bigger than his head, which is really, really weird. Here we get a closer look at his pants. His pants are painted nicely. No major paint issues on that. No plastic defects or anything like that. We have some hair painted on his legs. It is an anime figure, so I'm guessing that's the way his legs supposed to look. The sandals are painted decent. Not too bad overall. I know Anime Heroes and even SH Figure Arts, when it comes to the sandals, they definitely struggle. But yeah, overall appearance of this one is pretty decent. So we'll pop his sword in here, like so. Now I'm not sure if his sword goes this way, if it goes the other way, where he is one-handed. Let's take a closer look at the back. And it just kind of shows the sword in his hand. Really awkward. Yeah, it just kind of pushes out the cape part a bit. Or you can put his hand in behind. Either way, it just looks awkward no matter what you do with it. Unless you physically have the sword in his hands. That's the only way that this one even looks decent. So yeah, let's do that instead. Actually, we'll go over articulation first. So we got the sheath just kind of there. There's a little ridge on top that keeps it in place. Where his head goes down this far, back this far. You do get some side to side. Full rotation all the way around. His neck is articulated. You get very little movement out of that. Goes forward this far. A little bit of side to side. Not a whole lot though. For his arm, if you want to take this piece off, his arm was go up this far. Rotation at the base there. We have a swivel above the bicep. We have double jointed. Oh, this guy's stiff. And we have double jointed elbows as well. There's a ratchet joint for his wrist, which goes forward this far, back this far, all the way around. And for his legs, actually I gotta pop this piece back on because this is the way the figures tended to be. But yeah, for his legs comes out this far. So almost a full split for Shanks. There's a drop down at the hips. This one is super, super loose, man. Not a fan. Goes forward this far. It is restricted because his shirt is a hard, stiff plastic. Very restricted going back. And like I said, man, what an ugly leg joint, man. Super loose. Just kind of droops down on its own without even pulling down on it, really. Just kind of drops down. Very, very sloppy joints on this one. For his leg, like I previously mentioned, goes forward this far. You're not going to get a whole lot of range of motion going back. There is a little cut there. You can kind of pull it apart and put his leg back, but either way, the cape is super hard and awkward and it just sucks. For his knees, we have double jointed pin knees. Very ugly looking knee joints, not a fan of those. For his ankle, goes forward this far, back this far, and you do get a full swivel there as well. Even his feet are super loose as well. Man, I'm not a fan of this one. This one is super awkward. Just really, really weird figure overall. Difficult to handle. Not a fan. I already popped his sword on down on here before we covered articulation. Let's see if we can get this to pop in his hand. Hands itself are super hard and stiff as well. The design of the sword and the design of his hand makes it super awkward to try to get it into his hand. But at least once it goes in his hands, I don't see it coming out. Took a bit of effort to get it in, so safe to assume that it would take a bit of effort for it to come out as well. It's a very, very long sword. Alright guys, so I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time on this one. The more I play with this one, the more agitated I get. Not a fan overall, so let's get to it. Let's do a few quick comparisons. We have version 2 of Luffy, which Shanks is a lot taller. We have Major Blood, which is a 6-inch G.I. Joe classified. Shanks is a fair bit taller. We have a Bandai Dragon Star series, and Shanks is taller than him as well. We have the Figure Rise model kit, and Shanks is taller. So this is a pretty big figure. Not sure how tall Shanks is in the series. I'm not that far into One Piece. Only started not too long ago, and I think I'm at maybe episode 15. So I haven't seen a whole lot of Shanks yet from the anime, so I'm not quite sure how tall this guy is supposed to be. That pretty much wraps up our unboxing and figure review for the Bandai Anime Heroes One Piece Shanks. Out of 10, I'm going to give this guy a 6 out of 10. The legs are super loose. Not a fan of the knee joints. The cape is super hard, stiff, awkward. The sword itself looks super cheap as well. Yeah, man, I'm just not feeling it. Compared to Luffy, I mean, I know this is version 2 of Luffy, which is much improved over the previous version, but man, this figure is awesome, and it actually puts this one to shame. Now, if you just want to put it on your shelf and not play with it, just kind of pose it, it'll serve the purpose, man. Like, if you're a collector that just puts it on your shelf and you're not going to touch it again, it's not a bad looking figure from a distance, but if you're going to pose this one, kind of play around with it, do some figure photography, stop motion, you're going to have a rough time with this one, man. Luffy is way better than Shanks. I think Bandai missed the mark with this one. I try to be as positive as possible on this channel, and I try to be as honest as possible as well. And to be completely honest, trying to review this one actually agitated me. It was very, very frustrating, and I'm just not a fan of this figure. So 6 out of 10, just because the overall appearance of this one, and it does have accessories, and there is a likeness to Shanks. The overall appearance is not too bad from a distance, but as a figure, it's just not that great. Let us know in the comments below what you think of our score of 6 out of 10. Let us know what you think of our review, and let us know what you think of this action figure. Also, let us know in the comments below who is your favorite One Piece character of all time. If you like the review, hit that like button, and that subscribe button is there as well if you guys want to subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, we do have a channel membership, we do have a merch store, Patreon, all that good stuff. Everything is linked in the description below. As always, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this review, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep collecting, stay safe, go buy some toys.